Breaking news! The atmosphere is heating up behind the scenes in Pittsburgh, and I have some key insights to share with you today. A lot has already gone down this offseason, and trust me, even more chaos is likely on the horizon before kickoff. What I've just learned in the past few hours could shift the entire trajectory of the 2025 season for the Steelers. I'm going to give you all the juicy details, but before we dive deep into this, make sure you've smashed that like button if you've been a loyal Steelers fan for more than 17 years. It's so awesome seeing fans of all generations in here. If that's you, go ahead and comment, "Go Steelers, my heart bleeds black and gold." Now let's get into it. This week's buzz has everything to do with one of our most hated AFC North rivals making a move that's shaking up the division. The Baltimore Ravens have signed cornerback Jaire Alexander to a one-year, $6 million deal packed with incentives. And the reason this signing is such a big deal? It's not just about talent, it's about chemistry. Alexander turned down more money elsewhere to reunite with his college teammate, Lamar Jackson, and make a legitimate Super Bowl push. That alone is a punch in the gut. But what's even more unsettling is what this means for Pittsburgh and how it's triggering a domino effect in our own front office. Omar Khan, the man with the plan, is now reportedly shifting focus hard towards trading for none other than Jaylen Ramsay. Yes, that Jaylen Ramsay. According to ESPN and multiple NFL insiders, the Steelers had already inquired about both Alexander and Ramsay. And now that one domino has fallen to the Ravens, all eyes are on Miami and what it'll take to bring Ramsay to Pittsburgh. Steelers fans, buckle up, this could get intense. Ramsay's reputation speaks for itself. A former top-rated corner, Pro Football Focus still ranked him among the top 10 last season. And sure, he's entering his 10th year in the league, but Ramsay's football IQ, physicality, and playmaking ability, especially in the nickel slot, make him a potentially game-changing addition. This isn't just a luxury move, it's strategic. Ramsay could solidify a secondary that already features Joey Porter Jr. and Darius Slay. Think about that trio for a second. The Steelers' base formations could see Ramsay and Porter Jr. locking down the outside, and when they shift to nickel, Ramsay slides into his signature slot role while Slay takes over on the edge. That kind of flexibility and depth would turn this cornerback room into one of the most formidable in the NFL. But let's be real, nothing comes free. Ramsay's current deal with Miami requires $21.1 million in cash this year. The good news? Only $6 million of that hits the cap in 2025, and there's no guaranteed money after this season. That means Pittsburgh could treat him as a one-year rental, see if the fit is right, and either move on or renegotiate. With $18.8 million in cap space left, the Steelers can absolutely make this work. So what would it cost in terms of assets? That's where this gets even more feasible. Miami's relationship with Ramsay is reportedly on the rocks, and insiders believe a fifth-round pick might be enough to close the deal. Pittsburgh has two of those in 2025 thanks to compensatory picks. One of those could go to Miami, and we'd still be well-positioned in the draft. This isn't fantasy talk, this is real. The Steelers are clearly looking to upgrade, and the timing couldn't be better. With the Ravens stacking their roster and the Bengals and Browns lurking, a move for Ramsay could be the chess play that keeps Pittsburgh competitive at the highest level. But while the defense is looking to level up, let's talk offense, because the decision to trade George Pickens to Dallas is still rippling through the organization. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, the move was heavily influenced by concerns about Pickens' maturity and how that would mesh, or more likely clash, with new quarterback Aaron Rodgers. The front office believed Rodgers wouldn't tolerate that kind of locker room energy, and so Pickens was shipped off. Now, whether you agree with that call or not, one thing's clear, there's now a huge hole in the wide receiver core. Calvin Austin III, Roman Wilson, and newly acquired DK Metcalf are looking to step up, but there's pressure. Real pressure. The organization knows it. The fans know it. Everyone's watching Omar Khan to see how he responds. Names like Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, and Romeo Dew have been floated. Each brings different skills and chemistry potential with Rodgers. Cooper has elite footwork and size. Allen's route running and leadership are undeniable. And Dew, young, hungry, and already has a connection with Rodgers from their time in Green Bay. Don't sleep on that. Also, there's trade chatter around younger, more under-the-radar names like Trey Palmer and Dontavian Wicks. It's not just about plugging a gap. It's about finding a weapon Rodgers can trust. Because if Rodgers is truly going to have a shot at a final run, he'll need more than just a decent O-line and run game. He needs reliable hands and big play threats. Now speaking of Rodgers, there's another wrinkle. Fox Sports' Mark Schlereth dropped a bombshell recently, revealing that Rodgers privately trashed the New York Jets' run game last season. Called it a complete disaster. said the schemes made no sense and vented for 25 minutes about how broken the offense was. If that's not confirmation that Rodgers is eager for a fresh start in Pittsburgh, I don't know what is. Here in the Steel City, Rodgers gets something he didn't have in New York: coaching stability. Mike Tomlin is the longest tenured coach in professional American sports. Arthur Smith is now entering his second year as OC. And more importantly, Rodgers has a reliable run game with Jaylen Warren and newly acquired Caleb Johnson, who, by the way, already works out with Rodgers in LA. So now I want to hear from you, Steeler Nation. Do you think trading for Jaylen Ramsay is the right move? Should the Steelers go all in to match the Ravens' momentum? Was trading George Pickens the smart call to preserve chemistry with Rodgers? Or did they lose a future superstar? Let me know in the comments. Drop your thoughts, agree, disagree. It's all welcome here. As we connect the dots, the vision Omar Khan seems to be building is becoming clearer, and it's not just about assembling a competitive roster, it's about constructing a team that fits Aaron Rodgers like a custom-made glove. Every move, from trading George Pickens to possibly targeting Jaylen Ramsay, points to one goal: maximizing the final window of Rodgers' career while maintaining the tough, no-nonsense identity of Pittsburgh football. Let's not ignore the big question everyone's quietly asking. Can Aaron Rodgers actually succeed in Pittsburgh? Can he reclaim that Hall of Fame form, or at least play smart, efficient football that elevates the Steelers from wildcard contenders to legitimate AFC North champions? And if so, what still needs to happen to make that dream a reality? One thing is certain: Rodgers is already embracing this new chapter. According to reports, he's been fully engaged in off-season activities, connecting with teammates, and even contributing ideas to the offensive scheme under Arthur Smith. That's a huge shift from the narrative we saw in New York, where he was frustrated, injured, and out of sync with the coaching staff. And while we know Rodgers thrives when he's surrounded by familiar faces and reliable routes, don't underestimate the impact of the emerging leadership from players like Joey Porter Jr. and Minkah Fitzpatrick on the other side of the ball. With these young studs anchoring the defense, and potentially Jaylen Ramsay joining the mix, you're looking at a defense that could finally give Rodgers what he's lacked for years: breathing room, time, possessions, opportunity. But there's another wrinkle here, and it's about legacy. If this Ramsay trade goes through, it's not just about shoring up the slot, it's about signaling to the entire league that Pittsburgh is no longer content with rebuilding or waiting for tomorrow. It's a statement that the standard is still the standard, and that the Steelers are coming for it all. Not in 3 years, not in 5 years. Right now, still, there's a risk. Ramsay isn't just expensive in terms of cap space, he's expensive in leadership weight. Bringing him into the locker room means shifting dynamics, challenging egos, and testing chemistry. And with Rodgers already such a dominant presence, Mike Tomlin and his staff will have to manage personalities just as much as playbooks. But if anyone can do it, it's Tomlin. Year after year, no matter the odds, he keeps this team tight, disciplined, and battle-ready. And make no mistake, he'll be central to balancing this explosive mix of veterans and rising stars. So, let's turn this over to you again, Steelers family. Do you trust this front office to pull off a high-stakes move like a Ramsay trade without fracturing the chemistry of the team? Is this calculated aggression exactly what we need, or is it too much risk in a year already full of changes? Hit those comments.